Greetings, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. As you know, I have a burner Facebook account and I have joined around 30 Facebook groups at this point, all of which just like scream at me being like, you have to snoop in this group. and Facebook has this feature where you can just like scroll through all of the groups you're in, like it'll just show you the recent posts from all of the groups you're in. And I started doing that because I was like, that makes a fun video. But then I got distracted by one of my favorite groups, which is called That's It, I'm Husband Shaming, because I came across a post from it and then I scrolled and the next one down was another post from it. So I read both of those and I was like, I need to go back into this group because I'm having thoughts and I'm having feelings. So video idea changed. I will be saving the going through all of the Facebook group mess video for a later date. That'll come soon. But for now, I just really needed to talk about this group because I was feeling some type of way. And so now I am making that feeling the problem of all of you. You are so welcome. If you enjoy this video and want to see more videos like this, then please do not forget to hit subscribe. I am so close to 500k and I would love to be able to hit it by the end of the month. So if you could subscribe, that would mean so much to me. Subscribing is the best way to support the channel. It's like boosts videos like literally nothing else does. So if you aren't subscribed, please do subscribe. I do upload videos 2 to 3 times a week, so I would love to see you again. And I love making Facebook group videos. I love going into these groups. I love snooping in them. It's one of my favorite things to do. You all seem to like going into these Facebook groups too, because it means you don't have to join them and it means you don't have to go onto Facebook because no one wants to go onto Facebook. And if you are actively going on Facebook, you don't really want these posts clogging up your feed, I am sure. So I am here to deliver. I will start with the post that came up on my like group feed that led me to deciding I needed to make this video. So my husband is a complete user. We've been married since 2024. He's never contributed to the household financially. Everything has always been on me. Rent, all bills, groceries, etc. He's only ever paid for his car, fuel, and services. Every dime he has goes into his savings account for his eventual retirement. I've been so stressed about money lately as I'm falling behind in bills and I need to do a grocery shop and can't. He said, "You never let me help." And I said, "Then help, transfer me money." He shook his head and said, "Nah, you won't let me." I need to pause here for a second to just be like, I love her being like, please transfer me money. I would really appreciate it. I'm so stressed. Please give me money so I can buy us groceries. And he's like, nah, you won't let me do that. She just asked you to. What do you mean she won't let you? She literally just asked. Just do it. What the fuck? Fast forward to now, having electricity being threatened to be disconnected. I owe about $1,600. I said, oh, well, we'll have to live without power until I can scrape the money together. He went irate. He said he'll have to take money out of his savings and pay. He refuses to be without power and he's very angry about having to fork out the money. I said to him, you have no bills and no stresses. You haven't paid an electricity bill since you lived with your ex, so I hardly see how it would be stressful for you. And he got more mad, saying he's deadly serious and I've done the wrong thing. I should never have let it get to this point. Keep in mind, I also have children that always come before me and especially him. He tells me to stop acting like a single mother. I could say so much more, but this is my complaint for today. Girl, why are you with him? How did we get to this point? Please pack your shit and get out. You've been married for less than 2 years. You shouldn't pack your things and get out. You should kick him out. Don't you move. You stay put with your kids. He can get the fuck out. He can leave. What is he doing? Like putting all of us, like it's good to have savings. It's good to have a retirement fund, obviously. But the fact that you don't have that, you have nothing. You have no savings, nothing. And he expects you to pay for everything to the point where your bills are going to be, like your electricity is going to be shut off. And he's like, but if I pay for electricity, I have to take it out of my savings account. Maybe you should pay the electricity bills in the first place. Like maybe that should be part of your responsibility is paying the bills for the place that you live. Maybe you should contribute a little bit financially to the place that you live. Just like food for thought here if you have money in your savings but no electricity, you've gone about this all wrong. This should not be a situation that you're in. Realistically, like in an ideal world, you can have electricity paid and also have savings. Unfortunately, that is not the position that you are presently in. And if you have savings and no electricity, you unfortunately have to use your savings to fix that. It is not this woman's problem. It is not, girl, it's not your fault. You are not in the wrong. And you clearly know that you aren't in the wrong. And the solution, as my solution is to like so many relationships that I talk about, divorce. I should make t-shirts that just say divorce with an exclamation point for the amount that I say it. I've seen criticism online from people being like, stop telling, this isn't directed at me, just in general. It's like, we need to work together as a society to stop telling people to just get divorced at the first sign of inconvenience. It's not the first sign of inconvenience. This is just like deep relationship issues. I feel like actually it's so fair to tell people to get divorced or break up when the relationship is bad. Like, okay, maybe if one thing is like very fixable, then maybe you don't just be like, break up. You can like sort your shit out. But a lot of the time when we're saying to break up and get a divorce, it's because there's something in the relationship that is very broken and cannot be fixed. Or if it could be fixed, like, why would you want to be with someone who has treated you this way in the first place, right? Like, you deserve better. Kick him out. He can go find his own place and then, you know, see how he finds it, having to fund himself. I have had enough. My husband and I have been married for 11 years and we have a 2.5-year-old. He never got up with her in her newborn phase. I have done everything since the day she was born, but that's not the point of the post. Maybe it should be. I feel like you could end the post right there. My husband went to school to be a mechanic. A week ago, my van window rolled down and refuses to come back up. I've seen multiple YouTube videos asking if this is how you fix it. He gives me maybe as the answer. Today, I had enough and told him I need help fixing it, but I have to go to my second job. As soon as I get there, he's yelling at me about a tool and screaming that I never asked the car guy for help. I did, but I shouldn't have to. It's not like I hid the window was broken. I've been telling him for a week. I've been getting rides. If this is your area of expertise, why do I have to ask for your help? This is all very good questions. For the record, because somebody asked, the reason she cannot use the car with just the broken window is that it's like below freezing temperatures, and so she can't be in the car driving when the window is stuck down because it's too cold. That's also a massive part of this issue, and also like so true. Like, your partner is a mechanic. That is what he studied. That is his area of expertise. And you have told him that there is this issue and you are trying to fix it. And he isn't helpful in like helping you understand what to do or like actually giving you any advice on how to fix it when you are trying yourself, and then doesn't offer to try to help, doesn't go and fix it himself, like doesn't do any of that. And then when you finally ask, being like, why didn't you ask the car guy? My guy, you are the car guy. You are a mechanic. You are the car guy. But again, even still, she literally did ask a car guy. She asked someone else, and it didn't help. I feel like you are so valid in being upset in this situation. I would be so frustrated. Like, the fact that like he could very much help out, that he could do something and like have this solved probably reasonably quickly, and doesn't, just shows a massive lack of like love and respect. Like, you should want to do things for your partner, right? Like, you should want them to be safe and to be happy. If there is something that you are good at and like, you know, can make their lives a little bit easier, then I feel like you probably should offer that. Like, you should want to offer that, right? Like, it's not like she needs help with her car every single day. She's not asking you to like perform a like mechanical task every single day. Her window broke this one time and she spent a week trying to fix it. And you're like, how dare you ask me for help? How dare you ask me for help? I don't want to help you. I don't want to do that. I don't want to deal with that. It's one task. It's one thing that would make her life so much better to have done and remove like a massive stress. And you're yelling about having to do it? I don't understand. I don't understand. If I was a mechanic and my partner's car broke, I would immediately be like, don't worry, let me go get my tools and I will fix it, because I know how to do that and you do not know how to do that, because cars are something you have to like know how to do, right? It's not just like an everyday task that like you should know. People don't know about cars. If I knew about cars and someone I knew had a car problem, I'm helping them out. Especially if it's someone that I live with, partner, you know? Anyway, he doesn't love you as much as he should, is the takeaway for this. I am just so over my fiance's driving. We live in a super snowy area and the roads are horrible. I will ask him to slow down because our road is a dirt road on a lake. It gets pure ice sometimes. He sped up and fishtailed the back of the truck and laughed. I finally had enough, yelled at him to stop, and smacked him on the arm. Then he flipped out and swore at me to shut the fuck up. I've had so many friends die in horrible car accidents. 2 friends I had to testify in court and the driver went to prison. I've been in 3 accidents in my life. All 3 were idiots that drove into me or pulled out and totaled my car. None were my fault. One was so bad that I was knocked unconscious from the airbags and was seriously hurt. A guy pulled out and stopped right in front of me while I was going 40 and I hit his hood. The airbag knocked me out and I kept driving until I flew into a ditch and hit a tree. In 3 months, I decided to drive again, only around my neighborhood. I was stopped to turn left and a car rear-ended me going 35, pushed my car into someone's yard. I did not drive for 6 years because of this. Then almost exactly a year ago, I was driving through an intersection a mile from my house and an old lady pulled out and hit me on the door. She had dementia. She swerved away, got scared, and hit me again as she hit the gas and pushed me down the road. I had to do PT for 4 months. It was awful. Okay, I need to pause for a second because holy shit, how have so many horrible things happened to you and your friends with cars? I'd like to say I don't believe in like good luck, bad luck, but like, my God, is that horrible luck. Oh my God, like it's the fact that this woman still gets into cars at all is a miracle. It's a wonder. I cannot imagine ever getting in a car ever again after like even half of that. But like, I guess in a lot of places, especially in like, you know, the US and like rural areas, you don't really have much of a choice a lot of the time. Like, you have to be in cars, and I'm so sorry that you have to exist in like something that is so unbelievably traumatizing. Anyway, let's carry on. For years, he loves to drive fast, swerve the car, do donuts, just be an asshole of a driver, and I finally had enough. Why would the man that loves me want to torture me? The anxiety is unreal. And then today, I told him of a fun date night that I've had planned for a month for us. He laughed and made fun of my plans, or flat out said he didn't want to do it. I'd planned to see the Dracula movie, escape room, hot pot for dinner, play with puppies at the pet store, and race go-karts. I had it all planned and he said it was stupid and didn't want to do any of it, that it would be like him taking me to a hardware store for a date. I was so excited only for him to completely bash it and say how stupid it was. It made me feel awful. Oh my God, this man is horrible. He is the worst. This is such a horrible thing to say and to do. Like, all of this added up is absolutely wild. The fact that like planning a date night, that sounds incredible, by the way. I will come and do it with you instead. That sounds like the best day ever. Comparing that to taking you to the hardware store is absolutely wild. That's like actual madness. What the fuck? I'll read the last paragraph and then we'll talk about the whole thing. Now he is mad that I smacked him in the arm. Yes, not cool of me, but I just cannot stand that he enjoys seeing me upset. He literally thinks it's funny and brags that he could do so much more than that. I will literally say to slow down and he speeds up while jerking the wheel. It's been a blizzard here for the last month. The roads are all pure snow and ice. You can't even see the pavement. I don't know how to get through to him that I am so tired of his behavior, of wanting to scare me so bad that I am crying. I'm scared of cars already. This is just killing me. What do I do to get him to understand that he is making me so upset? Yes, I should not have smacked his arm 100% in the wrong, but 7 years of this is too much. It makes me feel like I'm going to throw up and pass out from fear. Like, straight up, I know I've said it for the past 2, but this, like, I mean from the bottom of my heart, leave him immediately. This is like straight up abuse. I don't know what else is happening in this relationship, but this is enough. Like, just the driving thing, that is abuse and you need to leave. Reading this post, like, this is exactly my ex, right? My abuser when I was younger. Like, this is like word for word him. So I know how it feels to like sit there with someone whom you love and who is meant to love you, and you tell them that you are terrified and that like if they could please just stop doing this thing because you are uncomfortable, because you are scared, and they just keep doing it and laughing and being like, get over it. Stop being such a wuss. Stop being such a baby. Like, it's fun. Let loose. Have fun. Stop being so scared. Like, I've been there, and it's so manipulative because it kind of like, it gets to a point where like you feel like you are kind of in the wrong, right? And abuse is so twisted. It is so twisted. The way that you kind of feel like, how do I get him to understand? How do I tell him that he's scaring me and I don't, he knows, he understands. He knows exactly what he is doing, and he just enjoys the power trip he gets out of seeing you be afraid, right? In this instance too, given the trauma, it like totally so very much is him being like, I could kill you. It would be very easy for me to kill you. Like doing this when you have like, you know, people have died, you've been seriously hurt, and him being like, I could do worse. I could do worse. Like, you should get over it. This is just baby stuff. This is just light. I could do worse than this. Like, leave immediately. That, and like you being happy about something and him taking away your joy and being like, that's stupid to be excited about. That's so stupid. I don't want to do things that make you happy. That's ridiculous. You have to cater everything to me, and I will never do things that don't interest me just because they make you happy. You're ridiculous, and you're child. Like, he is a terrible man and a terrible partner, and you deserve better. If anyone is doing any of this to you, anything like this to you, run for the fucking hills. Like, there are people out there who will not treat you this way. This is not an okay way to treat a person. And if someone is treating you like this, leave. It's not okay, and it's horrible. It is a horrible, horrible position to be in. It's a part of my history that I don't talk about very much because I don't think about it that much. It doesn't come up very much when you think about like abuse and stuff, right? It's like not one of the first things that come up. And so this really like brought that out and like reminded me so much of that feeling. There are probably a lot of people who are in this similar situation, and it's not talked about very much. So I just really need to hammer it home that like, this is abuse. Leave. I'm not making this political, and I don't want to hear it. I'm scared, and there's a good reason for me to be, and you won't change my mind. And yes, I'm a citizen, but it seems to not make a difference. So I'm adopted from Colombia. I was born in 1991, came home in 1992 on Mother's Day. With everything going on, I've made it a priority to have on me a copy of my papers from the adoption, my ID, my birth certificate, and a passport. The copies I keep on me are now getting ratty from being in the purse. So I asked my husband if he could make copies for me. He said he would, of course. He never did. He has ADD, so I've been trying to be a good and understanding partner and adjusting to life with him and the kiddos with his new late diagnosis. Well, today I went to look so I could make the copies myself, and all my paperwork is now missing. I'm so angry I could spit because he's trying to tell me it was me who had them last when I last mentioned it. I think he threw them away without checking or piled them somewhere. I'm trying so hard to be an understanding partner, but I'm now sick of this shit. He hasn't found a new doctor who will actually get his medicine filled and etc. And I warned him something major would happen if he didn't, and here we are. I'm once again right. He says he wants to give this doctor a chance, but it's 3 months now and nothing from doctor. I just don't know anymore. I'm trying to be understanding with his ADD, but this is something I can't wrap my head around. I'm venting, I'm crying, I'm mixed emotions to the point we got in a fight on the phone, and I said I would never forgive him if he lost them or threw them out. Not just because of what's going on, but that's history of my birth, etc., and I will never get it again. Someone tell me it'll be okay. Edit. This is not intentional. We have a plan for us and the children, God forbid I get deported, etc. He is also not using his ADD as an excuse. He never knew he had it until I finally pieced it together and realized he wasn't just dealing with anxiety. He was officially diagnosed last year. I'm the one trying to work around his habits because of his ADD. Everything about this is like, oh my God. It is so valid to be afraid right now, being someone who's like visibly not white in the US, given everything that is happening. And I think a lot of people are carrying around birth certificates, passports, etc. And I think that's very valid and a very good thing to be doing. Very upsetting that is something you feel like you have to do, but completely fair. And like, this obviously should be respected by your partner, and obviously like there is some sort of understanding that is going on there. But like, the fact that you asked him to do this thing that is very, very important and he just didn't, And then not only that, but like can't find where he put the papers and is blaming you is so infuriating. And like, yes, he has ADD, ADHD, but that's not an excuse, right? Like I also have ADHD. I also find it incredibly hard to do tasks, to remember to do tasks, like copying things and like remembering where I've put things. That is a very difficult thing for me to do. But if something is of this much importance, it is being done, right? Like it is like going at the top of the like priority list. I'm writing it in big letters of like priority, due today. I am like doing everything in my power to force myself to do that thing, right? When something is of high importance in a way such as this, like it can be difficult to do, but like you will be able to find the ability to do it because you know how important it is, right? And like at the very least, if it is something that like slipped his mind and he was struggling to do it, like turn that around and being like, but you were the last one to have it. Not okay, right? Like he is able to accept the responsibility. Like if you, someone who like does not have ADD, ADHD, and this is like incredibly important for you and you obviously know what is going on, if you say to him, I gave them to you, I asked you to do this, and he goes, no you didn't though, I actually think you're the last one who had them and I didn't do anything wrong, like that, he has to take accountability for that, right? Like if you said that to him, the response shouldn't be, pretty sure you had that, to like assuage like his guilt. It should be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I did not mean to forget, I don't remember where I put them, that is entirely on me, I am so unbelievably sorry. And then to get up and go search for them. It is to go and try to find them. It is to try to think about it, right? Like there are so many steps you can do to ensure that a task is done, and it is not as easy as just like writing a list and checking them off for like most people. But like if there is just one task that you have to force yourself to do, and it is something like this, like there are ways to get yourself to do it, and systems that you can use, like right in your phone where you put the things down. Like if it's so important, it is so important. And like he might not be using the ADD as like an excuse, but also it kind of feels like he kind of is. This isn't just a case of ADD. This is a case of like lack of urgency and a lack of respect here, because like this should have been a top priority and it shouldn't be something that was so easily like left and then been like, oh, but that was your fault. Like absolutely not. You are being too lenient with him. Yes, he has ADHD. Yes, that can mean like, you know, working on things a bit differently and like coming up with ways that work for things, but like there are some things that are unacceptable and you do not have to be accommodating for shit like this. You can be like, I understand you have ADHD, but this was fucked up and I won't forgive you. That is completely fair. Both of those things can be true. So my husband and I are on a vacation with some friends and I have epilepsy and I had a small episode yesterday while lying in bed. He knew, so I took my rescue meds and I had a small headache and was tired all day, and so I slept till 6 p.m. Mind you, I still had a headache and still tired. Well, we went to dinner and then we went to a comedy show. At this point, I just wanted to lay down. So after the show, everyone goes to their room and says, see you tomorrow. We get to ours, I change and lay down, and he just starts yelling at me for being tired, having a headache, etc. because I didn't even have sex with him for 1 day out of 8 days. Even though I said that I would after being yelled at, he was like, you're ungrateful and selfish. So much of this is just like, leave, pack your shit, get out. I feel like if someone is mad at you for not having sex with them, immediately no. Immediately no. If they then yell at you for it and call you selfish and ungrateful for saying no, that's even harder. Big no, even harder. Like get the fuck out and leave. And if it's happening because you've had like an epilepsy episode and you are like literally like not at all like remotely okay and have had like a medical crisis, even more so, it just like keeps getting worse and worse. It's immediately a red flag and a get out after just stage 1. And then like it's 3 strikes from the same experience. Like you've got 3 reasons to leave just from one event that's happened. Like if anyone is ever calling you selfish for saying no to them, that's not okay. That's not okay. If anyone is calling you selfish and ungrateful because you say no, they are the one who's being selfish. If someone is mad at you for saying no to them, they are the one who is selfish. You are never selfish for enforcing boundaries. You are never selfish telling someone they can't do something that you are uncomfortable with. That is never a selfish thing to do. You are never ungrateful for saying no. They are selfish for telling you that that's not okay. And that is the number 1 rule to remember always. You can always say no. And if someone gets mad at you, they are the one in the wrong. every time. X-shaming, venting because I'm documenting for court and trying not to have much public on social media. Shaming more so for the slur. He let our autistic child overhear the fact that the winter coat he claimed he had for her is actually a fleece hoodie that belongs to my other child, not his child, and is too big for our child. I am, of course, being ignored on both fronts. Part of her autism involves echolalia, so she has no idea she did anything wrong. It isn't fair to her to overhear that type of language because she doesn't have a concept of inappropriate language. This isn't the first time this has happened, but he initially tried to blame it on my sister. My sister doesn't use that language, much less really even curse whatsoever. And the texts that she sent him are, I found the pink Gap hoodie you mentioned, and it looks like it's blank's old one that I bought after we moved here. I just wanted to check whether she currently has a winter coat at your house or if this hoodie was the coat you've been referring to. Thanks. Please be careful what you say around her. She said the N-word twice this morning, and I know she didn't hear it from me or anyone in my household. And then she went into the comments to clarify this entire family is very, very white. And it's wild in general to be a white person using the N slur, and someone pointed out in the comments as well that a lot of the time people with echolalia will like cling on to words that are like shouted or said louder because they like stand out other words and sounds. I'm unsure if that is true, so correct me if I'm wrong, but that implies that that was said with like hostility or like in like a loud aggressive way that this child was then able to like pick up on and like feel the emphasis of that word. So everything about that really bad, especially if you like know, you know, again, there's so many layers to it. Like he shouldn't have said it in general, whether his daughter was there or not. But the fact that he said it whilst his young daughter was present and he knows that she like does that and she clings onto words and repeats words and he still said it and then tried to pass the blame instead of taking any accountability just really makes the fact that they are no longer together make a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. And this is also behavior that, you know, we're having a court thing right now, and this is the type of behavior that means that you are less likely to get custody. And the custody share is gonna go much more the other way. So, you know, I mean, I think that's a good thing. I don't think him doing this is a good thing. I think at the very least, like, this mother being able to likely seemingly have more custody of her kids, that seems like the right thing though. So, you know, at least it maybe hopefully helps in that regard, to which mother ends up with 100% custody. You know, we can manifest for that at the very least. Okay, my husband isn't horrible. I don't have much to complain about. He works hard, is great with our kids, fixes things, cleans up stuff, you know, husband and basic human things. But he does this one thing that drives me absolutely insane. We don't borrow money often, and it isn't usually a large amount if we do, but he will never ever give anyone their money back until they ask, unless I tell him to. I'm always having to say, you owe blank money. Please pay them back. And he'll respond with, I will. They haven't asked yet. Like, what? Who in their right mind waits to be asked to pay someone back? It spikes my anxiety. It's embarrassing and honestly just rude. My very first priority after making sure my kids' needs are met is who do I owe money to? I don't care if it's borrowed, bills, debt. If I owe, I owe. And my goal is to pay it off as soon as I can. I just don't understand the entitlement to hold someone's money until they ask for it back when they were generous enough to lend it to you anyway. Yeah, I mean, it is embarrassing. I completely get, I would also be embarrassed by this. It's like, obviously it comes from a place of being like him hoping they forget to ask. It's like, I borrowed money and I'm gonna hope they forgot about that. I'm gonna hope they don't ask for it back, because if they don't ask for it back, they clearly don't miss it. So that means I got free money. And like people know that's what's happening, right? People are uncomfortable about money. People don't like asking for money. I am someone who has like a weird relationship with money and borrowing money and such due to a whole bunch of reasons. And I hate asking for money. If someone borrows money or like says they'll pay me back for something or anything like that, like I abhor like asking for that back, even if I know that I'm owed, even if they promise that they would pay me back. And then I sit and I get frustrated with this person, but I hate asking. I hate it so much because it makes me feel entitled, even though I am entitled to it because it's literally mine. I just lent it out. So it's making people most likely uncomfortable and upset and frustrated because they want this money back and they don't want to ask because they don't want to be pushy. They don't want to be like, hey, can I have the money back? And then, you know, maybe you're still really struggling financially. They don't want to like rush you, even though they might need the money as well. And like, it's forcing people into these uncomfortable positions. It's going to put tension on the relationship. Absolutely. And he's just straight up just hoping they never ask and being like, well, they clearly don't want it. They clearly don't want it. It's my money. If they wanted it back, they would ask. Whereas obviously this woman is very much like, they were nice to you. I would like to maintain a good relationship with these people. I would like to pay back what they've given me because they were nice to me and I want to like, you know, give them it back, which is the way you should be about it. That is what you should be doing. And it's completely fair to be incredibly frustrated by this. I think that, you know, you've just got to have this conversation and tell them why it's upsetting and why it's frustrating and why it's a rude thing to do. Like, he should already be aware, but I feel like sometimes you are aware of your actions and you know why you're doing it. But having someone say to you, like, I know what you're doing, I know what you're hoping for, and that's really shitty, can sometimes be what's required to like snap out of it because you're being confronted. So I think, you know, I'm an anti-confrontation person, obviously. As I said, I don't like asking for my money, so obviously not a big fan of confrontation. But sometimes confrontation is necessary, and I think this is one of those instances where you do just need to have this conversation and be like, this is not okay. Either pay them back immediately or don't borrow money, because you're like messing up relationships and you're taking advantage of people, and that's not fair. So I just feel like we need to have you need to have a conversation. This is something that is fixable. It's just very frustrating and quite rude. So have a conversation is my advice. And I'm gonna leave it on this one. We're leaving it on a little bit of a lighter note than usual. This video has been it's been kind of all over the place. You never know what's gonna happen with these Facebook advice groups because anyone can say anything and it's always a time. But I mean, I had some fun husband shaming. I hope you also had some fun husband shaming, or, you know, at least take something away from this. If you did enjoy it, please do not forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. So thank you. A huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons: Polar Bee, Sienna, Alicia, Mirielle, Bree, Bay the Trucker, Chastity, Beckett, Prismatic Petey, Sushi Kawaii, Phil the Duck, Jessie, River, Queen Glimmer, Ella, Mr. Noodle, Radsack, Knitting Menace, Chris, Ellie, Alexis, and Bobby. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. If you would like to become a patron, you go to patreon.com/savvycat. It starts at little as £1 a month for my videos early and ad free. And then from there, you get access to my Discord server, outtakes, scripts, behind the scenes music stuff, and much more. So if you want to check that out, I really would appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah.